So Michael Carrick's time as interim manager has started in the best possible way. A 2-0 victory over Manchester City and the performance to go with it. And I now have a burning question. What is the upper threshold for Michael Carrick to be considered as the next Manchester United manager? Now, I wanted to do this as early as possible because I didn't want it to come across as giddy. I wanted this to be a serious question. Now, by nature of me as a fan, I am a little bit giddy by what I've seen at the weekend. But I still want to look at what is involved in this as a whole, because there's various different aspects, isn't there? You've got results obviously being a key one, performance, league position, the mood amongst the squad, and Michael Carrick in terms of how he deals with the press, how he deals with the hierarchy at Manchester United. And then there's another big factor which is external and Carrick can't control, and that is the candidates that could be put forward to be the next Manchester United manager. So, firstly, in terms of performance and result and league positioning, I think the club has set an expectation of finishing the Champions League spots, which sounds bizarre because all the way through Ruben Amorim's tenure, we never really heard that. But as soon as Carrick's come in, it's broken in the news. Yeah, we expect Champions League, which seems a little bit odd. But that's fine because Michael Carrick has now got a barometer to go off. If you get Champions League, you might get the second interview for the job. It might not guarantee you. Now, if Michael Carrick gets Champions League football and we perform like we did on the weekend, there will be a lot of noise amongst the fan base for him to get the job. I guarantee that. And I will be there. I'll be front and centre saying, give him a chance. Because that feels quite Manchester United. And a lot of people have said, right, you're making the same old mistakes as you did with Ollie. You're harping back to olden times and stuff like that. And I don't think that's quite fair. You look at Barcelona, you look at Real Madrid, you look at Ajax bringing through ex-players to come on and be brilliant, brilliant managers. Why can't Manchester United do that? Why can't Michael Carrick be the man that takes us back to glory? Now, I'm not saying he is, and I'm not saying he isn't, but why can't that man be given the chance? So for me, if you get in the top four, there's going to be serious, serious questions asked of the board, and they're going to have a big decision to make. Now, if you finish outside the top four and you're between 5th and 8th, but performances are good, I feel like the fan base will probably turn around and say, right, he's done decent, we've performed fairly well, but we should have really got top four. And I think at that point, he will move on and we'll go on to the next candidate. Moving on to the candidates, I think this is going to be a big factor because if you look at the list, you've got the likes of Thomas Tuchel, Luis Enrique, Carlo Ancelotti, them big, big names in world football. And if that's the avenue Manchester United want to go down, Michael Carrick is the wrong answer for that. Because if they want a big, big name in world football, Carrick isn't that. And that, I think that's fair to say. I think he'd say that. But if Manchester United get sniff that they can get Luis Enrique, that they can get Ancelotti, they can get Tuchel, and they want to do that, then that is fair play. My reservations come about if you're looking at an Iraola or you're looking at a Glasner or whoever it might be, someone along that vein, or an Eddie Howe even. Like Premier League proven managers, yes, they've got more experience in the Premier League than Carrick, but they don't have the experience at Manchester United. I would have serious, serious reservations about getting rid of Michael Carrick if he finishes in the top four to move to an Iraola, to move to a Glasner. That is probably where I sit in terms of the external candidates. I'll be honest, if there's a chance of Luis Enrique, even if he finished in the top four, I would probably go for Luis Enrique because we've seen evidence of a style of play that I think would fit Manchester United down to a T in terms of direct attacking wingers, a controlling midfield, high pressing ability, young up and coming players. And he's got that reputation, hasn't he, Enrique, where he can come into the club, he can dominate. Ancelotti and Tuchel, I'm a little bit on the fence about. If Carrick finishes 5th to 8th, I'll probably turn around and say, yeah, go and get one of them big boys. But if he finishes in the top four, I don't know how I'll be able to contain my excitement. I'll be genuinely honest. And a lot of that will come back to the fact that he understands Manchester United. And that was quintessential Manchester United at the weekend. We've spoken about this DNA, that was Manchester United, right? Because we had 33% possession, but we hammered Manchester City. And the feeling in Old Trafford doing that was completely different to games under Ruben Amorim where we won in a free at the back, or under Ten Hag where we controlled play and won. I can only think of one game under Ten Hag that felt like that, and that was the Spurs game at home, the 2-0 victory. Under Ruben Amorim, I can't even think of a game. Michael Carrick has done that in his first game back at the club. So he understands the DNA, he understands the structure, he understands what a Manchester United team should look like, and that is vitally, vitally important. Fans will laugh at that. Ex-players will criticise that as a mentality. But for me, it's important. That is a part of the Manchester United manager. If you can't go and get one of them elite managers, for me, Michael Carrick should be given a chance. And that is probably where I sit on it. And we're going to have to see, aren't we? Because we could get battered by Arsenal at the weekend. We could lose the game after that, which I think is Fulham. And you've got question marks. And I'll be sat here doing a different type of video. I'll be looking at the candidates. I'll be looking at them in a bit more detail. But you better believe me, if we beat Arsenal, if we draw with Arsenal and play well, and then we bounce into their next games, and we start winning, start playing well, start scoring goals, I'll be sat here and I'll be saying, give it Carrick until the end of the season. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you definitely don't want Michael Carrick. Let me know if you think we should go for him if he gets top 4. And let me know who are the other candidates you like, because I'm probably going to do a video about them in the next week or so, just discussing the kind of pros and cons of different managers, and we'll see where we go to. Like and subscribe. It is a new channel. I'm trying to grow this as much as I can. I do TikTok, but I'm starting YouTube now. So like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.